The most reliable, funnest car I ever owned was an '86 Ford Escort station wagon. Yeah, you heard me right. An '86 Escort station wagon was the best car I ever owned. I think I paid $200 for it. And the mechanic that sold it to me, it's kind of funny. I found the week before they were jumping it off the back behind the shop off the snowbanks and see who can get to clear the ditch the farthest. So that's what I got for $200. And so it's dents on the side. All the glass was still there. Everything fucking worked on it. And you put the key in and turn it. And it'd start right up. The mechanic goes, yeah, it's the best car you'll ever own. And he goes, and he hates selling it, but he doesn't have a need for it. And he goes, and someday after you sell it, for years later, you'll wish you had never sold it. And I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. And he's like, yep, he's already regretting selling it, but it didn't make sense for him to keep it anymore. So I buy it. Now, mind you, I don't know how to drive a stick at all at this point. Never owned one. This is the first manual transmission car I ever had. And I'm like 30 years old. So I have a friend test drive the car, make sure it drove up and down the block a few times. I asked road passenger, that way I could listen to the engine, listen to transmission knocking or anything. Okay, fine. Buy the car, drives it back to my apartment, leaves me the keys, and I'm on my lunch break. I was waitering at, I don't know, someplace dumb like Olive Garden or someplace. So I'm on my lunch break and I'm like, well, it's time to head back to work. I finished up, put my bowl down, finished my joint. And then I'm like, well, it's time to head to work. Oh no, I remember where I was at the steakhouse. Yeah. Because everyone there smoked. I should have just smoked at work. So I go back from there to go to work. I'm like, all right. And walked out and learned to drive a stick that way. You got to get it. Here's your car. Here's your key. You own it. Get the fucking down the road like everyone else does. You practice along the way. You know the basic mechanics, but it's the memory motion of being smooth with it. And I wasn't smooth, but I got it there. So, hey, I figure if I can drive a stick, anyone can drive a stick. And the guy's right. It's still, to this day, one of the best cars because no matter what, I put the key in it, turned, it started. If it didn't start, you move it 6 inches and the damn thing starts because that's about all you had to do to push it to start is push it about 6 inches backwards and it'd start right up. I didn't have a battery one time. I borrowed the battery to someone else and wondered if I could push start this thing and it started right up. So yeah, it was an indestructible, perfect little car. I ended up selling it for $250. So I turned $50 profit on it like 2 years later. It's fucking awesome. All right, puff, puff, fast, no parking on the grass. I'm out of here. Ciao. Yeah, you heard me right. Everyone there smoked. I should have just smoked at work.